Welcome back to the Draft Brothers Prospect Analysis here on Last Stop Sports Talk, where I am once again joined by Kian and Cody Kropp. The NFL Draft is quickly approaching, and there are some seriously undervalued defensive sleepers in this class that you guys should keep an eye on, and you should love for your favorite team to draft. Does anyone want to get us started off with their first defensive my guy?
Yeah, we're going to start with edges first, and I think we got one who's a three. What do you call that?
Triple tag my guy.
Okay, triple tag my guy, and his name is Jared Verse out of Florida State. I'll get us started, I guess, with the analysis. I'd say he's got some quick steps as he approaches the offensive tackle to get that offensive tackle off balance and confused as to which way he's going to go, and then he either just powers right through him or he uses some strong or widely swinging arms to swat his way around the offensive tackle. This dude, the way that I described it and what I love from my edge rushers and most defensive players is that this guy just plays furious, like absolutely pissed off at the world. The offensive tackle just looks like someone who's trying to hold back a man who's about to beat the shit out of another man. There's nothing the offensive tackle can really do. Once Jared Verse gets into his pads, he's pushing and he's using all 6'4", 254 pounds of muscle to just be powerful and win with speed, power, and aggressiveness. I just really love what I saw from Jared Verse, and I think that he is easily, in my opinion, edge one in this class. I don't think that Dallas Turner should even be considered edge one in this class at all.
Yeah, I have everything you said, and just I don't really have much more positives because you covered it well. But my favorite part about him is just how he's very violent and very powerful at the point of attack.
Yeah, he's combative with his hands. He's exciting to watch. I think he should be edge one also in this draft.
The team that's drafting just has to understand that he's not going to be a guy that drops back into coverage.
No.
Like an outside linebacker, he's more of a true edge. And I see some knocks on him to say that he goes too far outside on some of his rushes, resulting in a liability in the run. But this is the same thing that people are saying about Myles Garrett.
TJ Watt.
Yeah, so it works out for them, and teams know how to work around that because what they do is such a valuable asset they can't tell them to do otherwise.
Yeah.
Yep.
And right now he is currently ranked 13th overall on the consensus big board, and as of right now he's projected to go number 9 overall to the Bears on the consensus mock draft.
Yep.
All right. So the next guy, the third ranked edge in this class, is my guy for me, Laiatu Latu from UCLA. I love
Usala.
Ukla. I just love how, well, first of all, he's very large and he has plenty of athleticism for his size. What is he, 6'5"?
6'5".
260 or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
Somewhere around
6'5",
there?
crazy.
259.
He has a wide array of moves, so the offensive tackles can't really predict what's coming because he has so many counters and different swims and things. He's strong against the run as well to not get moved, and he has great play recognition, which is my favorite part about him. It always just seems like he can tell what play's coming and disrupt it in whatever way that may be. And he also seems like the most NFL-ready edge prospect to me because of all these moves. And
moves and like hand usage too.
Yeah.
He seems very advanced in that for being a college guy.
Yeah, and the only thing that I really have against him is sometimes he gets stuck against stronger blockers. And also when he was at Washington University, he suffered a neck injury that caused the school's medical staff to medically retire him.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, that's also kind of a good thing for me because it shows that he loves the game so much he's willing to put his health on the line to play the game he loves, and he's a dog.
Yeah. I had him as a half my guy, kind of for those little reasons. I couldn't bring myself the whole way around just because neck injuries scare me. I'm certainly rooting for the guy, and hopefully he'll be fine for years to come.
I mean, I think it also matters that he transferred to UCLA and those doctors cleared him okay. So I guess I don't know what the injury is. We can't really speculate on that. But, I mean, it's good that he's had 2 healthy seasons in a row at UCLA.
Yep, 100%.
Oh, and also, just what he's known for. You guys touched on it, but his hand usage is what people talk about all the time. Just different ways to win off the line of scrimmage. He's just very pro-ready in that aspect that he can beat that offensive tackle in many, many ways.
Yeah. So next guy, I've got Chop Robinson as my guy out of Penn State.
Let's go, Penn State.
Yeah, let's go. He's just exciting to watch. Great player, good name, but
Chop.
He's got like a rare explosiveness to him. You don't see it often. It's just next level explosiveness and just violence. And sure, I mean, some people say he's a little small. 6'3", 254. That's, to me, that's not that small. He's aggressive enough, and I think I saw someone somewhere said like he plays with a natural leverage, probably because he's short. So that's a funny way to put it. But like super strong leg drive, he can match up against anyone across from him. He's just lower body is obviously, like I just said, super strong. A lot of flex. He's got good bend around the edge. He's he's just pretty all around a decent player. His production wasn't great in college. I guess that's why people may not like him too much, but I'm not worried about that at all. He showed enough physical traits and ability and skill that I think he's going to be great in the NFL.
He kind of reminds me a little bit of TJ Watt, just like in a sense, but because like when he wants to go, like say it's like a third or fourth down and he's giving it all he has to get to the quarterback, more than likely he's going to get around the tackle and get to him. But when he just takes a little bit off and gets a little bit lazy, it seems like he really gets stuck on the tackle. But yeah, like you said, he's known for his great explosion and bend.
Where he's an alien.
Yeah, where he can go under the tackle. But I am just kind of concerned because you mentioned the size, and if he goes against a bigger tackle, then sometimes they can knock him off his path and mess him up. And he's also not great against the run. But
I think he's got great motor too.
Yeah,
he's a big motor guy, which excites me.
I will also admit that he is just insanely quick off the line of scrimmage, like you guys have said, like one of the fastest I've ever seen. I don't know if he's like just got good reaction time or if he's guessing, if he like knows the cadences or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just seems smart at the line like that.
Very fast. Bend and speed, like you said, is insane as well.
Yeah, that's something else. Like I said, third and fourth down, he's going to get there. Or if he times up the snap perfectly, he's going to get there.
Like one time, I think it was him. One highlight I saw somewhere. He like split a double team, and the guy turned around and was so confused, didn't know where he was, and pushed his own guy. And then that guy pushed him back, so they were trying to tackle each other, and he was already at the quarterback. Like, he's an alien out there.
The only questions that I have with him is that he succeeded by getting around these offensive tackles with almost no hand usage. And if offensive tackles can get into his pads, he's kind of locked up.
Yeah,
he's not one to really like break off of a block just by like using his hands. Like he's definitely a speed rusher, and I'm kind of scared that he's like a one-trick pony. But like that still works in the NFL.
Yeah, and he can work on that. I think you can work on hand usage.
And like because like Hassan Reddick and Bryce Huff are like speed rushers just like that. And there is a place for them.
And that thing where he times up the snap perfectly, that also has a place in the NFL because you see guys like TJ Watt do it so often. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the refs give him a little bit leeway. If they time it up just perfectly, it's technically a false start if you bring it down to frame by frame, but they don't call it. So
the refs are like, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
well
perfect.
Just to touch on Damian Robinson. Yeah, that's his real name is Damian Robinson. He's currently ranked 28th overall on the consensus big board, projected to go number 26 to the Bucks. And back to Laiatu Latu real quick. He's 14 overall on the big board and projected to go 19 overall to the Rams.
Yep.
Moving on to the next guy.
Yep.
Okay. The next guy is a two-way my guy for me and Cody. His name is Marshawn Nealand. He is currently ranked 57th overall on the big board and projected to be a second-round pick out of Western Michigan. This dude is, I would say that Jared Verse he's like furious. This guy is angry. So I'd say he's like a step down.
Yeah.
But I love how angry he plays. Just aggressive and vicious tackler when he's given an open lane to the quarterback and running back. This guy will spear tackle at 6'3", 267 pounds. So a heavier edge rusher than a lot of the guys up at the top. He's not always a quick block shedder, I would say, but this dude is relentless in both pass rush and run support. He's not just going to contently stay locked up with an offensive lineman. He's just going to continue driving the offensive lineman backwards with his strong lower body and then just constantly throwing his strong arms into the offensive lineman to try to break loose. And Western Michigan sometimes had him jump around like all the positions along the D-line, and even did some like pre-snap motions and shifts just to try to confuse the defense because this guy does have pretty good size. Not that he's big enough to play D tackle, but he can be moved around. So
Yeah, he can play hand in the dirt, standing
Yeah.
up. He can play. He's very versatile.
Yeah.
Yeah, big motor too.
Yeah,
like
that's-
he's powerful and he doesn't let up.
Yeah.
He'll chase you down
Exactly.
all the way from one hash to the other and farther. Like he'll chase you down the whole way across the field. But yeah, that's why he's my guy too. Everything you said, and just those little things as well.
Just completely relentless.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely.
I got nothing. You guys covered it well.
All right. Who else? You guys have more my guys?
For Edge, nope.
Yeah. Okay. So I have one more. His name is Jonah Ellis out of Utah. He's currently ranked 80th overall, and projected to be a third-round pick in the NFL draft. This dude, he started out his career, or he was recruited as a linebacker, an off-ball linebacker, like an inside linebacker. So this dude, obviously, he's undersized at 6'2", 248 pounds, but he's got insanely quick feet to just evade offensive tackle block attempts. Like, it seems like he's a shifty scat back out there making a defender miss.
does.
Jukes, spin moves, stutter steps, he's got it all. He'll squeeze in between, and he's also got like the small size to kind of squeeze in between those offensive linemen. Just a very quick speed rusher who looks like he might lack some strength with his small size, but he's always kind of played at that lower weight and he made it work. But I know the NFL is a different animal with different bigger, better offensive linemen, but he tries to keep those offensive tackles out of his pads by keeping his arms extended or quickly pushing off of them. He's got 33-inch arms at 6'2", so
Wow.
So I think that he can kind of just do that little stiff arm and just quick acceleration off the line of scrimmage. Like I said, to use that momentum to throw those quick pushes into the offensive tackles, and also good range and run support because he's got that experience as a linebacker to fast pursuit. So
Yeah.
anything to add on Jonah Ellis?
No, I think you broke it down well. Yeah, I think he's a good lower tier. I mean, not lower tier, I should say that, but a little deeper in the draft
Yeah,
guy
third
that I think
round.
is getting undervalued.
Yeah, just
sure.
super quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, moving on to defensive tackle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So the first my guy at defensive tackle, and only my guy for me, is Jerzon Johnny Newton. I love his handwork. He has a great swim move. For a defensive tackle, he has great bend. He almost has like
does.
edge level bend.
Yep.
Has agility and hand moves to work with. He's very violent, like these other guys we've talked about.
Yeah.
Great motor to get coverage sacks. So if the quarterback's in the pocket too long, he'll get there eventually. And he successfully takes on single teams almost every time. But on the flip side, some say he's undersized. His size could cause struggle against these double teams. Doesn't have great get-offs, and this hurts his bull rush because he doesn't really have much of one. And he kind of tends to have a narrow base, so he can be pushed one way or the other in the run game.
Yeah, I agree. He's a my guy for me also. But yeah, I think he's well balanced with strength overall. Like he's got strong lower body, but he's also got a very strong upper body too, even though he's undersized, so he can hold up. Yeah, but like you said, just great bend and just a lot of ability underneath. Just he's undersized, but I think he's got enough physicals to be able to set a nice edge and a nice firm edge and hold up down there. Good agility, good suddenness. He's just I'm not too concerned about those little things. I think he's gonna have I think he's being undervalued too.
Yeah, is definitely not a true nose tackle, but I think
Right.
he'll thrive as a defensive tackle.
Yep,
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, at 6'2", 304, he's got good size. But yeah, not a nose tackle by any means. But you guys touched on it well. I'd say that he's got at 304 pounds. He's got pretty good speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
They kind of moved him all along the D line, just like Western Michigan did with Marshawn Nealon. But they kind of moved him. Yeah, they put him out at edge a few times, and he can set the edge. He's got some speed to get out there, and
Yeah, it seems like whenever he rushes, it's with more of like more thought into it or more of a plan or something like that. He's not just your like crazy violent, just rush up the middle and nothing else type of player.
Yeah.
It seems like he's got a plan and he'll kind of like he knows in his head what he's doing and what he's gonna do. He's not just gonna use all his physicals to just go in and pound somebody. So I like that about him too.
methodical is definitely a good way to put it. That's what I
that's
saw
the
too.
word I
Like he
said.
might not be the fastest to shed those
Yeah.
tackles, but he's gonna be successful most of the time.
Yep.
Yeah, anything else on Johnny Newton?
No.
I like the way you guys laid that out. The first my guy that I have is going to be Tavondre Sweat. Now, there's been a ton of just news going around about him with he was, well, because let me just go back and find the the story. Oh yeah, so he was caught with a DWI in Texas about 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah, something like that.
And now there's rumors coming out, like sources tell Tony Pauline that Texans defensive tackle T'Vondre Sweat will fall to day 3 of the NFL draft. Quote, the commitment to off-the-field conditioning is a major issue because that was at he went to the Senior Bowl and he decided not to weigh in. He didn't weigh in, which like that's a rough sign. It's like you don't want to weigh in because he weighed in at the combine. It was 6'4.5", 366, but people thought at the Senior Bowl he was going to be like 380. Now 380.
That's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
And also the DWI confirms fears of Sweat's tendency to party is the end of that quote. So he's been falling a little bit. Right now he's ranked. He's DT number 5. He's currently 63rd overall and projected to be maybe a late second round pick. But who knows? Because he might be off teams' boards now with all those rumors coming out. But I would say on the field. He's got, at 366, he's got impressively good quickness, speed, and lateral movement ability. Now, for his size. I first noticed T'Vondre Sweat whenever I was watching Byron Murphy Jr., actually. Byron Murphy Jr.? Byron Murphy the second.
Yep,
the second, my bad. But I was, like, watching Byron Murphy the second, and I was like, who's this other guy that keeps wrecking plays?
Yeah.
And then got down to him later, and T'Vondre Sweat, he just... impressively quick moves. He sometimes at 366 slips between offensive linemen with quick swim moves like an edge.
Yeah.
Just strong and quick hands to throw that offensive lineman to the side or win hand fights with some quick swim moves. Nearly an unstoppable force. He's like a charging brick wall. Like you need to double team this guy or else he is getting through. Possesses length and good timing to swat down passes at the line of scrimmage because he's tall. And obviously at his size and width, girth, run stuffer with lateral movement ability and hand fight ability to basically move and fill whatever gap he wants to along the O-line and run support. It feels like he could almost go 1-on-5 offensive linemen in the run game and still stop the running back at the line of scrimmage. I was very, very impressed. I can't speak to the off-the-field issues with T'Vondre Sweat, but what I saw on the field, I am very excited to see. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen at the NFL level if he's given a shot to be a starter because he's talented.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a spot for him in the NFL.
Yeah, biggest concern I have for him is not much stamina, but I'm not too concerned with that because NFL teams like to rotate in and out defensive linemen to keep him fresh. So
Yeah. Next guy probably, I think, because I don't know if you have any more D tackles, Carson.
No more.
I got Rook Arohoro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. He is currently on the big board, ranked at number 69, projected to go 54. 69.
Nice.
Projected to go number 54 to the Browns. But he's just he's a good size. He's 6'4", 294, 34-inch arms. So that's great. So great size out of the guy. Very physical and just for his size, it's insane to see how fast he can explode into the backfield, the neutral zone. He gets there in a hurry with a purpose. And he just great hands and feet and to move laterally on the line if he wants to and needs to. And he can get, it seems like he's got real good bend to get up and under the offensive line and push his way and bull rush and get into the backfield, like I said, with a purpose in a hurry. And especially whenever he gets back there too, and he seems like he's got a nose for the quarterback. Like he'll chase him down like he's a 6'3", 250 like linebacker or something like that. He's got great speed for his size, very physical, and yeah, I think he's being very underrated right now for where he's at. I could easily see him being ahead of a couple of these guys, so I'm just real excited about him.
I'm also a big fan of him, but partially because of Clemson. So,
No,
but yeah, I do like how hot his motor always runs.
Big motor guy.
Yeah.
I guess that's probably a reoccurring thing for me. I really like guys with these big motors.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I think you touched on it well. Just like you said, good speed in pursuit. He ran a 4.89 at the combine at 294 pounds. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
And I was more impressed, not really about his pass rush ability, but his run support. He shoves into those offensive linemen almost with like reckless abandon. He's almost like always the first one. Like the lineman that he's pushing on is like always being pushed back and disrupting the play.
Yeah.
So he might not break off of that and make the tackle, but he's disrupting that line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Whether it's making the running back juke backwards a little bit to get out and around a little further, or have to go inside, and then he can break off and Get over here.
Yeah. I did love what I saw from him, like strength
He's very
wise and
exciting,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And how can this guy not be a dog? His name is literally barking.
Yeah, this guy's awesome.
I love
I'm
it.
excited for him.
So my guy, and I don't think we have any more D tackle my
Nope.
guys after this. Okay, my guy is Michael Hall Jr. out of Ohio State, currently ranked 67 overall on the big board and projected to go number 52 to the Rams in the second round. So this guy, whenever I was watching him, the way he plays, he moves like an edge. At 6'3", 290 pounds, this guy just laterally moves and pursues so quickly and smoothly. Quick and powerful hands to swipe off those offensive lineman arms and evade some block attempts. Ohio State moved him all along the D-line, just like a few of the other guys we talked about. But impressive, he's got just impressive lateral quickness to jump to the side and get around blocks. Sometimes he makes those interior offensive linemen just look silly sometimes. They just whiff. They whiff at him. Like, how can you miss a 290-pound player? I was just very impressed with his lateral quickness. Quick hands as well, and just agility. He's very slippery, I would say, is a good word to put it.
Yeah.
But as far as strength goes, I'd say he's a little bit lacking. He's got better movement skills than strength. He's kind of in the run game. He's able to move, moved and driven backwards, and seems to play very upright. But I think he plays very upright in that way just so he can kind of juke those offensive linemen and get around them, but it's not good in the run game.
Yeah, it seems like he's good at getting off of those blocks, off of those linemen to get into the backfield or get into the run game.
Yeah, but if they get into his pads, he's probably just about done. He's more of a right off the line of scrimmage. He's gonna juke you, and if you grab a hold of him, it might be the end of the story.
Yeah.
But I was just improved with his movement skills.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll get us started with linebackers here, and I believe this is a double tag my guy for Cody and I both, and that is Edgerrin Cooper out of Texas A&M. This guy has very good speed, good acceleration, and change of direction, just a great athlete. He really loves to lay the boom on some guys. He hits the hole and people equally hard.
Yeah.
Good play recognition as well, slips blocks. He has a great strong wrap-up, and once he gets on these guys, they aren't escaping his tackle. Plays very hard and passionately, and it's another guy that his motor is always running hot. And for negatives, I just have that he seems to stand too straight up at times and seems kind of like unprepared because he's on an athletic stance. Not great instant power, so not great short area or short field. He's not a great run stopper if he's up on the line. And he may get fined for a lot of his hits because his hits are violent.
Yeah. This dude brings the thunder.
Yeah.
Every single play he's on the field. It's undeniable watching him. It's like if he's on the field, which I think is probably most of the time, if he's on the field, he's going to do it at 100%, all the time. He's intense. He's vicious. Just super high motor guy.
And with this, I think he would make a great true middle linebacker in the league because he's a tone setter like Dre Greenlaw type. He can set the tone for the defense. He's very good sideline to sideline, so he can cover the whole field.
Yeah, good speed. Yeah, even down the field, too.
And he's well-rounded as well, and he seems like he would be a great leader with this motor always running hot and always playing passionately as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any linebacker my guys personally. I was not impressed by this linebacker class at all. Which is surprising after I had 9 wide receivers that were my guys.
Yeah.
But I wasn't impressed by the linebacker class. But I do want to touch on Edgerrin Cooper because he did impress me. Just not enough to make him my guy. But what impressed me the most was this dude's football IQ is very high. He's a very patient tackler who he waits for the ball carrier to make that cut, and then he's zooming after him. He seems to almost know where they're gonna go. Because I watched Edgerrin Cooper, and then I watched guys like Peyton Wilson, Junior Colson, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., and I just always kept thinking back to Edgerrin Cooper about how he always knew where they were going to be. There was no lax in reaction time. He always was just heading straight to where they were going.
Yeah, he's almost like you said, like Dre Greenlaw, but he's also got a lot of Fred Warner just with his thinking like that too. He's a good combo of everything. I think he's going to be a problem.
This guy's been interviewed a lot because, he's top linebacker in the class, ranked that way at least, and the way he models the guy he models his game after is Fred Warner, is what he keeps saying.
Yeah, I think he does it well.
And as far as where he's ranked right now. He's 40th overall on the big board and projected to be a second-round pick. Also, I think that he's a lot of times saved by his 34-inch long arms. Like he can just reach out and wrap guys up with the tackle. There was one play versus Tennessee I wrote down. He just grabbed the ball carrier by the hand and ripped him down.
Oh, I remember that.
I was like, what?
Get over here.
Yeah, his wrap-up radius is crazy.
Yeah.
And like you guys were saying, he waits for the running back to make a move. It's also kind of crazy because he's like a running back of his own on defense. Like he sits behind the line, waits for the hole to develop, and then he hits it even harder than the running back does and meets him in the hole.
Stop him in his tracks.
Yeah.
But it's fun to watch him because he really is like a quarterback of the defense.
Yeah.
He knows where you're going to go.
I hope he goes to a good team that I like and love watching so that I can watch this guy lay some hits on. Hopefully.
And hopefully he can go to a team where he can be like the guy that's almost directing the defense because he's definitely got that ability.
Yeah, and hopefully he doesn't end up in the AFC North because that's a great fit for him, and I don't want to go against him.
No, it's not. Go on the West Coast or something.
I see right now he's projected to the Eagles at 53 overall, which is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, that'd be a steal.
Yeah.
I'm saying that'd be a steal. This guy's he's gonna sneak into the first round.
You think?
I think so.
Back end?
Yeah, I think back end.
That-
Or very,
team that
very
need
early
a
second.
Linebacker, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Steelers would go after him in the second round.
I don't think so after they just spent that money
Probably
on Patrick
not.
Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I don't really know what other teams need linebackers bad.
Unfortunately.
Eagles, but Howie Roseman never drafts linebackers early.
Not typically.
Maybe the Packers will get him. Trade up for
Possibly.
him.
That'd be a good fit.
Possibly.
But then if he goes to the Packers, his career's probably ruined because Packers and linebackers don't go well together.
It's
true.
Unless you're Quay Walker.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah.
you get kicked out more often than not.
Yep. Always
All right, I'm
picking
done with
fights.
linebackers.
I don't have any linebackers.
Okay,
Okay, moving on.
corners. Who wants to start with the corners?
Yeah, I think I have the highest ranked corner right now as my CB1. I think CB1 in this class is Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo. Currently ranked 12th overall and projected to go number 15 in the draft to the Colts. Quinyon Mitchell out of Toledo, whenever you watch him compared to Terry and Arnold, which is the guy he's most in debate for quarterback one.
Yeah.
Quinyon Mitchell just has his movement ability is insane. Just attacking the ball with aggressiveness, with great timing to arrive at the receiver right as the ball arrives. Very good speed with quick steps to keep up with the quicker and shiftier receivers too. He does not get beat deep. This dude does not get beat deep. It doesn't matter if he's pressing you, you are not getting past him. Yeah. Very good closing speed to crash back to the ball. He ran a 4.33 40-yard dash, which was second to only a guy that Carson is going to mention at the Combine. But the only knock that I have on him, I do like my corners to be able to tackle. I just love that aspect of the game because I don't want it to be a liability in my defense. If the running back breaks outside, if the corner can't tackle, then that's a problem. But Quinyon Mitchell, I'm willing to look past it. Like this guy doesn't always wrap up when tackling, and he doesn't really attack with as much aggressiveness as the ball was in the air. Doesn't attack the ball carrier, with as much aggressiveness, but. This guy is just insane coverage ability. Maybe he can't tackle, but just put him on the outside and get other corners who can tackle, or put a slot. Just hope that there's a slot corner over there that can help him out. But love Quinyon Mitchell, CB1 in my opinion.
Okay, I like that. The only reason I wouldn't say that is because of the conference he played in.
Yeah, it is tougher. It's tougher to evaluate.
Yeah, it is compared to I guess the guys that I'll get to that were my guys of this group. But that's my only knock on him. Other than that, yeah, he's electric. He's a talent for sure. But so I guess I'll go next. With that being said, my guy of the corners is Cooper DeJean out of Iowa. He's currently on the big board at number 20, projected number 22 to the Eagles. He's just what everyone says. He is Swiss Army knife and multi-tool, does it all. Very talented. He's got all the physicals. He backed that up at the draft, or the combine, not the draft. He backed that up at the combine with proving everything with, I don't even remember. He was like 40 inch vertical or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that was at his pro day. He wasn't able to compete at the combine.
He was still injured. But anyways, yeah, he does it all. He's got a lot of experience now, and he's got experience in the punt game, which I think could hopefully come into play in the NFL too, for this new kickoff. He's a very good ball tracker. He's good at tracking the play ahead of him, and he kind of plays smart like that too. And he does it all. And he's got good he's got good hands too, which is important to me in a corner. Like a lot of guys say that's why you're a corner, is because you can't catch, but he can certainly catch and take it all the way, and he's instinctive. To me, I think he's probably a little bit better in zone. Like I think he's smart. He's a very good fit for a zone defense too, but he can hold his own. He plays with good size and man as well. But yeah, like I said, ball skills like a receiver, and I think it's 7 career interceptions, 3 return for touchdowns. So that's pretty good. He just does it all, and he's very electric to watch, and I think he'll have a great spot in the NFL somewhere for sure.
I also love Cooper DeJean, but for a different reason. I'd love him as a safety in the NFL or a very, very zone-heavy defense, because I don't love his short area quickness, and I think sometimes he can get burnt trying to play man because of this. Mm-hmm. And I also love him because he's a return man, and he's shown that, and he'll be great with these new rules.
Yep.
And because of these football instincts and high football IQ, I think he would be great at safety because he can kind of read the defense, read the quarterback, and disrupt plays all over the field.
Yeah, but like I was mentioning about conference, that's kind of one of the small things I like about him, other than all this we're talking about, is he played in the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. So he played those big schools and held his own and proved. Like, he was one of the only shining spots on Iowa.
Yeah.
Serious only shining spots on Iowa. But, yeah.
Yeah, the thing that stuck out to me about Cooper DeJean was, like you said, his ball skills, just insane ball skills. I could see him going to safety and being like a ball hawking safety, like Kirby Joseph in Detroit was known for his ball hawking abilities, or just like a good free safety who you can probably rely on him to tackle too.
He can wrap up.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
Yeah,
but good long speed. I have questions about his short area quickness, like Carson said, but I could see him sticking a corner as well, and I kind of hope they give him a shot.
I think so. Yeah, I think he will get one. I think to me, it looks like he's got good football IQ, too.
I agree.
My guy for this class is Nate Wiggins out of Clemson, of course. But it's not just because he's out of Clemson. He has good length, just not his arms. His arms only 30.5 inches. And
that's it?
Yeah.
We
were So we were wondering like how long these arms actually are, because we found a correlation between good corners and long arms. Like Joey Porter Jr. has 34 inches. Tariq Woolen is high 33s.
Yeah.
Who else was there?
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey was low 33s.
At like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we measured our own, and Cody measured in at 32. 32, and he's 6'4".
I'm 6'4". Yeah.
And
So-
just for reference, because like you guys may hear us talk about arm length, and like that means nothing to you. Well, just like to put it into perspective, whenever teams and evaluators are looking at offensive tackles are guys that are like at least 6'5". They're like 6'6", 6'7" sometimes. They look for arm length. A good arm length on a 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" guy is like 33 inches or better.
Yeah.
Now, Joey Porter Jr. at 6'2.5" has 34-inch arms. So that's insane. Just the reach that these corners can get to help them out is crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, now Nate Wiggins' arm length or lack of does concern me, along with his low weight, which I think he can manhandle, but I think he makes up for this in speed and quickness. He has great burst, and with this burst, he's able to jump the routes well. He talks the crap, which fits the position well also, and he takes people say it's a negative for him, but he gambles for big plays, which I personally like, because if you're a corner in the NFL, it's the hardest position on the field, in my opinion. Hardest position to succeed.
I agree.
And so you're going to get beat either way, so you might as well gamble for the big plays, and if you get them, then that's great, and if you don't, then you're going to get beat eventually either way, so might as well do it trying to make a big play. And you see this with guys like Deron Bland that just set the record for pick sixes in a season by taking risks, and he was still pretty solid overall as a corner.
Trayvon Diggs, that one season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Trayvon Diggs as
He
well.
had like 11 picks or something.
Yeah. And another negative people say is he gets lazy at times, allegedly. But personally, from his highlights, I saw that it was the opposite of that. And I saw he had 2 rundown, like 60, 70-yard rundowns, that he stripped the ball from behind from the guy right on the goal line.
Or like at the half-yard line.
Twice this year.
Yeah.
He laid out and gave him a little reach around.
Oh,
and punched it out right on the goal line, which was a great effort play because he came from way behind him, and he wasn't even on the screen. And then
He came from way beyond.
yeah,
From way back.
came from way behind him to give him the reach around. Yeah, he wasn't even on the screen, and then he came out of nowhere, running up to him, reach around, boom. And that's why I love Nate Wiggins.
You're starting to talk me into it. No, the speed is definitely real, and it shows up on film. Yeah. He saves some other guys' asses by like running down the guys that they're supposed to be covering.
Yeah.
4.28 40, and he pulled up because of a hamstring.
Mm-hmm. Beat my guy Quinyon Mitchell.
Yep.
And yeah, the only fear that I have with Nate Wiggins is his lack of weight. He weighed in at 173 at the combine, and I feel like sometimes that does show up on his film. Just he can get out muscled at the catch point. Mm-hmm. Now he does have the speed to make up for it. He's not a jump ball corner. He's not going to win those jump balls.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Romo Dunze would win those jump balls 100% of the time. Well, speed, I don't know. He reminds me a little bit. He's like the Dash off of in The Incredibles.
Yeah. Right.
He's gonna run circles around you while you're like jumping up to get the ball. But
And another reason I like Nate Wiggins is because I was watching his highlights, and it seems like he owns Drake May. So
they don't have to be a good corner to do that, though,
that's
right?
true. Yeah, it doesn't take much, but I just like that he does it.
And also on him, he's currently 22 on the big board and projected number 25 to the Packers.
The Packers.
Next is I'll go next. My next corner, my guy, is Kamari Lassiter out of Georgia. Currently ranked 42, projected number 43 to the Falcons. And he's a dog, man. He's vicious. He's wild. My three corners, so these first two I had so far. First, Cooper DeJean, Swiss Army knife. Does it all. Kind of great zone guy and safety and things like that. Big Ten guy. This guy, obviously, SEC, just other end of the spectrum. Just great man-to-man defender, quick, fast, just plays in the SEC, like I said. So I like that. I like to watch these corners against top competition to try to mimic NFL as much as I can. But yeah, this guy's electric to watch. He's just fun. He's athletic. His hips are great. Like, he can open his hips and stay with receivers. He's got great talent doing that. He's even got good hand talent too. And he plays like a dog. He'll hand fat down the field, and then if he gets a tackle for loss, he's gonna try to give himself a concussion celebrating. He's just so electric.
Best part of his tape.
Yeah. He just plays with confidence, which you need to have as a corner in the NFL because these guys are crazy. He's got decent size. He's says 5'11 and a half, 186. He's got a little bit shorter arms, 30 and 7/8, but I'm not too concerned. He plays with enough physical power and speed, and he can keep up with just about anybody on the field. I think he's got good eyes too, as far as keeping with the receivers. He can read the receivers' eyes. I think he reads receivers more than quarterbacks, which is fine. And he can stay right with them. And at the catch point, going up with a receiver, he's vicious. Mm-hmm. He doesn't let up. He's good at the catch point of the ball, getting up there too. So yeah, I like him a lot. He's fast. He's quick. He's got moxie.
Yeah.
He's got a good moxie.
He definitely does.
Yeah.
There are some corners that kind of rely on their length to win. Well, because Kamari Lassiter doesn't have that, he relies on his physicality, and I think it works out well for him.
Yeah.
I think he feels like a guy who could almost play free safety too as well. Now, he's good in coverage, so he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But his tackling ability and his physicality, I feel like, could translate to the safety position as well.
Yeah. You guys have any more corners?
Oh, yes, I do. Okay. My next corner...
it's probably below me. I'll go next.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah,
my next guy is Mike Sanderstill from Michigan. Currently 49 on the big board. For whatever reason, it's not showing a projection for where he's going. So I guess it's two all over the place right now for where he's going. But he's another Michigan Big Ten, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Big Ten. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking different, but yeah, Big Ten. So he's gone up against all those. Nice save. He's gone up against all those big receivers, and obviously won a national championship, but has always played great receivers his whole career. This is like a different corner from the other two I've had. The three I have are all kind of completely different players. This guy, he just plays. He's not as flashy, but you can tell he just plays smart. He knows where he needs to be on the field. He's always got his head on a swivel, reading his own defense, seeing where everyone is, but also reading the offense, reading the quarterback, reading the receivers. So you'll always see him around the ball just because he knows where it's going. He's great in coverage. But like, it's not only that. He's flashy too. He's twitchy. He's pretty quick. He's fast. I think he's got pretty decent size. I guess it's not crazy. He's only 5'9", 182. So that's kind of.
But the arm length,
almost 31 inches. So pretty good for his size. But he just seems like that type of guy that's going to come in to the NFL and just be smart, know the defense, and you can rely on him. He'll be a nice, safe, reliable corner out there that you might be able to leave one-on-one with someone, or just float in the safety position or something like that and just know where everyone's going to be and just have that football IQ to carry him a long ways.
Yeah, this is a guy who was a former wide receiver, I believe, in high school.
Yeah, I think so.
And he's going to, because of his size at 5'9", 182, he's going to be a slot corner in the NFL, which requires them to be able to tackle, which he can do.
Yeah, he can wrap up. He's shown that a lot, too.
Yeah, and he, just like you said, he seems like he understands routes. And he understands where these wide receivers are going to go. Sometimes he undercuts them, but like in a very not reckless kind of way. It's like very strategic, like, oh, I'm going to cut here because I've seen you do this on film. Yeah. Just very smart player, high football IQ.
Yeah,
like
he leaves a lot on tape. He's one of those players that you'd show tape of to like a high school kid going like, or even a green college player. Like, this is what you need to do. He's just a very smart guy.
Yes, he is.
The thing that stuck out to me the most was it seems like he spends a lot of time in the film room, and he can almost predict the plays that are coming. Like, sometimes he almost runs the routes for these receivers.
Yeah.
Because he recognizes the play or recognizes the way the receiver's setting it up, and that's why he's able to jump the route. Not because of his athleticism, but because of the 6 inches between his ears.
Yeah, and that's in the Big Ten too, which is big to me. He's gone up against great competition doing it. So I think he's being undervalued too.
Yes,
in this draft.
I agree.
Whoever gets him will be pretty happy. I know it.
One more corner for us?
I have two more corners.
I have 0 more.
0 more? Okay. So my next corner is TJ Tampa out of Iowa State. So these last 2 corners that I have I like my corners to be able to tackle. And TJ Tampa can, in all caps, tackle. This guy, if he meets the wide receiver coming across the middle, this wide receiver is getting absolutely laid out. Like, if they're running double slants and the opposing wide receiver on the other side of the field catches a slant, TJ Tampa coming across, he's coming across like Ed Reed. As a corner, at 6'1", 189, this guy just he also quickly recognizes running plays, and he comes crashing in from his outside corner position to make some tackles. Sometimes he even gets tackles for loss because he gets back there to the backfield so fast.
Yeah.
But just very impressive closing speed, long strides, and good length to almost never be out of a play as far as like in coverage. Long arms at 32 and 1/8 inch arms, which is one of the longest in this cornerback class. Just makes pass deflections to save him, even if he's not in the best position. But this guy plays with an aggressiveness. He's always going to be right there in the wide receiver's back pocket. Yeah. Good length, like I said, and he can tackle.
He can.
Sure can.
He'll lay the hit stick.
All right, so I'll get to my last corner here. This guy is Jarvis Brownlee Jr. out of Louisville. Back to TJ Tampa is ranked currently number 53 on the mock draft on the big board and projected to go 40th overall to the Commanders. And yeah, my last guy is Jarvis Brownlee Jr., currently ranked 120, projected to be a 4th round pick. Now this guy makes a lot of mistakes. The more I watched him, the more I realized how many mistakes he makes in coverage. But this is another guy who can just tackle out of his mind. He's only 5'10", but he's got 31 and a quarter inch arms, so very long arms for his size. But back to his tackling, he just spear tackles dudes at full speed, uses his hands to rip at the ball, has some explosive hits for a corner where the ball just like pops out of the wide receiver's hands, like right up into the air. His dives are so powerful and reckless. There are times where he has to change directions real fast and he doesn't have time to like take a few steps to get up to speed. He just dives and it's still like that's a fast dive. Yeah. Quickness is off the charts. I'd say that closing speed is great with some quick steps to accelerate. He just reminds me He looks like a Tasmanian devil out there running around. He's just wreaking havoc at 5'10", 194 pounds. And this guy, as we talk about, corners kind of have to be cocky because wide receivers are cocky too. There's always shit talking going on the whole game. This guy has an absolute menace mentality that I love. He's going to make mistakes, but I want this guy on my team so that I can try to mold his aggression and physicality into a good, technically sound corner.
Yeah. I completely agree.
And moving on to the last position, safety.
I have no safeties for us, so you guys are going to have to carry the load here. Yeah.
Hater.
Yeah.
Well, my safety is currently ranked safety 1. Tyler Nubin. I'm not super high on this safety class, but I did like what I saw from Tyler Nubin out of Minnesota. He is currently ranked 48 on the big board and going to be a second-round pick probably. But dude he plays with reckless abandon. He launches his body at the ball to make pass deflections. He launches his body at ball carriers to make tackles. He dives Superman style to swat some passes down. It looks like he looks kind of fast and chaotic, like a chicken running around with his head cut off. And I feel like he would want to cover the whole field if he could. Like, it seems like he has no idea where he's going out there, but somehow he's always in the right place. Good ball tracking ability as well, known for being a good ball hawk. But I love his play style.
Yeah, he's my guy for me as well. And I think being around the ball, I think that shows his instincts. I think he's got good ball instincts and good ball skills too. So I think he could. He should be a second round guy, probably somewhere around there. But I think he's got a great shot because of everything you said to go be a starter in the NFL. He plays with enough power and physicalness that there's a team out there that's going to love this guy. Power.
There's Packers need a starting safety, and they're sitting there at 25. Now I don't know if they'd take him in the first round, but there's a possibility there. I don't know.
No. All right, so my second and last safety, my guy, is Jaden Hicks out of Washington State. He's currently 72 on the big board and projected to go 58 to the Packers. It seems like Packers are projected to get everybody defense-wise. But yeah, so Jaden Hicks, he's got great size. That's kind of the first thing that I kind of saw. He's 6'2", 211, 31.5-inch arms. But he's not as flashy of a player. He's not as reckless and crazy. But he's another one of these guys that knows where the ball is, and he's just got good field smarts, good football IQ. But he's also got he's got great ball skills. If it's coming to him, he's gonna catch it. He's got great ball skills, and for his size too, he's got really good closing speed. Like, he can get downhill, or I guess whatever you want to say, he can get down to the play in a hurry, and if he needs to, he'll lay the hit on somebody across the middle, across anywhere. He's got enough size as well, and strength and football IQ. I think he can line up over pass catching tight ends and play across the middle if he needs to, and things like that, which I think is important the way the tight end game is going in the NFL. I think he can match up against a lot of these guys.
6'2", 211, right? Yeah. We've seen safeties like Kyle Hamilton switch to be strictly a slot corner, and probably the best slot corner in the NFL right now. So we've seen big safeties switch to that. So I like that idea.
Yeah.
The first thing I noticed about this guy is how versatile he is. So he reminds me of Isaiah Simmons coming out of Clemson in a sense because of that versatility. And it seems like the closer he gets to the line of scrimmage, the better he gets. And I watch his highlights, and sometimes he does line up at D end, and he just runs around these tackles, or the tight end tries to chip him, and he gets through against the quarterback. He's playing slot corner some. Yeah, it looks like he does it all, and that's great for some NFL teams.
Yeah. So I'm excited about him as a my guy for me.
And he's a dog. He lays the hit, and then he says night night.
He's a dog. Yeah. I forget what game that was, but yeah, there's one highlight of him where he just comes across the middle, decleats like someone, just knocks the receiver straight on their side, stands over him for a second, just immediately goes, "Oh, night night, see ya." Yeah, he's a dog, so I'm excited about him.
Anything else?
No, that wraps it up. I think.
Wraps up our defensive my guys.
Yeah, so now we have our offensive and defensive my guys out there. We're going to be live streaming the draft to give an analysis on all the guys, even the ones that we don't have as my guys. So keep an eye out for that. Go check out the previous videos if you haven't already. Tune into the live stream, please. Put comments down below. Check us out. Check our podcast out as well, Last Stop Sports Talk. And
we'll have one more video coming out after this. The Ain't My Guys.
Yeah, Ain't My Guys. That's right. So, yeah, check that one out as well, and we'll see you then.